It's Thursday today, right? Yeah, Thursday. Just gonna get myself set up. Turn down some of these fans. Gotta go switch out my frozen water bottles, so I'm gonna go grab those. What up, Dottie? We are live. Good morning. Happy Thursday. Thanks for hanging out. Good morning, Corey. Thanks for hanging out. Happy Thursday, everybody. We almost made it through the week. I am just getting myself set up, and then we will get to it. What is up? Oh my gosh, we always go through this. I'm just gonna call you gyro, like the Greek food. What up, calves? Good morning, buddy. I'm gonna go get my frozen water bottles. I took out the ones that thawed out. We're gonna get the frozen ones in the res. Don't go anywhere. Be right back. I'm gonna take you guys with me. We got cold water now, you guys. What is up, everybody? All right. Airstones spent their first night in their new home. Let's check in. So this morning, I filled more nutrients, and we're just gonna check pH now, but I was at 6 this morning, which is perfect. All right. We are installing our makeshift water chillers. These are 1 gallon water bottles or 4-liter water bottles that I these in my deep freezer. I've got 4 of them, and when I pull these out when they're frosted, I replace the other ones in the freezer, and then we just have a rotation twice a day. All right, so we've got, this reservoir was full this morning, but thanks so much, Cavs. Cav says, congrats on cold water. So we've got bubbles from our Airstone, and we have frozen water bottles to keep the temps down. So bubbles and cool temperature. So I'm gonna check. First, gonna have some coffee, get settled in, and then we'll check our pH and our water temperature to see where we're at. I just filled nutrients like right before I came down, so just gonna have coffee and stuff before we get to it. And I'm gonna turn my lights down a little bit. I always like to do that when I'm working in here. All right, guys. So, yesterday, I made my first TFP chili oil delivery. I have some friends that live by, and they owned a hydro shop, so they know all about what I got going on. And I went to go drop off some chili oil to them yesterday, so that was nice. I brought them some of my aeroponic dahlias and some TFP chili oil, so I hope they'll enjoy it. It was exciting to share not only the fruits of my labor, but what I made with it. So that was nice. Always good to see people that are a part of the gardening community, because you know, it's cool when you stop by to go see a friend and you're excited to bring them your harvest or whatever. It's even cooler when they're into plants, because then they appreciate it so much more and they really understand, right? And they see everything that I'm doing like on Instagram and stuff. So, you know, it's exciting. You got to share with people in the community and connect. And what up, Bernie? Good morning. Happy Thursday. How was your drive in the mountains? Was it picturesque? 12:08. All right, we're gonna go ahead and go on a tent tour in a minute. So yeah, just a recap from yesterday. We set up our air stones to oxygenate the main reservoirs in our aeroponic Dutch bucket systems. Hopefully, oh God. Oh my God, what happened? Holy crap. Hold on one second. My cumber is completely wilted. I gotta check my nozzles, so I'm just gonna go turn the water on and we're gonna deal with that. Gotta pivot real quick. Man, it's a good thing I look around while I'm talking. Beautiful and too long, but worth the money. Beautiful, Bernie. Glad you enjoyed yourself. Thanks for hanging out with me, everybody. Hope you guys are having a great morning so far. It's a cold one, right? So our cucumber, I was going to update you guys. It officially grabbed onto the trellis, but now it's completely wilted because the nozzles aren't working. You guys can see that. It was fine this morning. So let's just pop it open here. Something just flew out of the the what's it called? The mister or whatever. So there's something backed up. All right, we're gonna just do a quick. I'm gonna check all these nozzles here because now I'm nervous. Oh God, this one's not working either. What's going on? No bueno for our eggplants. Because the eggplants must be getting watered. They're growing like crazy. That doesn't sound good. Alright, these guys are working now. I'm just gonna go through and check all of them quick because now I'm nervous. Ooh. This used to happen all the time, so sounds like me getting up in the morning, lol. Alright, let's go through. Checkity check check. Alright, we got one that's working here, one that's not. Oh, smoked me right face. why, man. This one's like clogged. That's a lot of weed. None of it is cannabis, DJ. This is all food. Produce, tomatoes, cucumbers. Oh my gosh, none of these are working. What the heck happened? Fucking right in my face. Cool, cool, cool. These guys are working. Oh my god. Okay, so that tomato plant is growing so much. What's up, Mary? Good morning. Good to see you here. Good morning, bow tie. Are you ready for later? Are you ready? You guys, bow tie life in the garden's going to be eating a crazy spicy pepper on a live today. I posted the link in my community. Go check it out, 4 p.m. Eastern time. We're all gonna point and laugh. So for those of you that just joined, we are fixing our misting nozzles. This tomato plant that I have here, the root system is so huge that I can't imagine it's getting watered properly, so we're gonna have to deal with that. Alright, we're gonna have to cut some of these roots here because this is crazy. So I'm just going down the line and pretty much unscrewing the misting head so that whatever the obstruction is, it just sprays out into the bucket and clears out whatever's blocked. Kind of just a band-aid fix. I gotta figure out what's obstructing it, but we'll deal with that later. Right now it's just about unclogging things. Alright, this is good. It's so squishy back here. guys. No bueno. All right, last 2 buckets. All right, fixed. I don't know what that was all about. Let me catch up on some chat. All right. What's everybody saying? Troubleshooting, fun, might be roots. Yes, it was from that, I think it was from that tomato plant. The roots are so insane. They were like wrapped around the misting nozzles. Anyways, freaking hair, the roots, ah. All right, I'm gonna take these off because I got them wet inside. The buckets are working now. We have to put the timer back on. But yeah, so oftentimes, it's been actually a while since I've had to do this. It used to happen all the time with the first bucket system, but after a while it stopped. As soon as I started using High Clean, I often have some type of obstruction in my system, and then I've got to go through each misting nozzle. And at first I thought, was it a pressure issue because of the obstruction and the pressure loss? The misting nozzles aren't working as they should. So I don't know. Regardless, our cucumber is, it wasn't malfunctioning for too long because I was just in here an hour ago and I looked at everything and everything was working. I've never done this type of gardening, but between Natalie and Mike, then I don't know who that is, Bowtie. I'm gonna have to check. Does he have it? Is that his YouTube handle? I'm closer and closer to doing it every time I see either of them. Nice. Actually, Wickershire said that he had a hydroponic system that he actually busted out himself to try to start using. So I don't know what he's going to be growing in there, but you know, everything has its pros and cons, as we always talk about. Roots would grow into the pump, huge pain in the butt. I've grown all kinds of different NIMs, mostly cannabis plant. I run deep water culture, but not aeroponics. Deep water culture, fun. I use pumice, cocoa coir. Hey from Atlanta. What's up, Denise? Thanks for joining. Yeah, the tomato roots are crazy, you guys. I'm going to show them to you in just a minute. What's up, Ray? Good afternoon. I run a mix, half Happy Frog and half cocoa. My plants love it. I don't know what happy is. What's up, Death? Good afternoon. Happy Thursday. What up, Bogdan? No cannabis, just food. We're gonna take you guys on a tent tour. Let me just get some coffee in me after that, because that kind of stressed me out. Right. Ready? From my understanding, you can trim 15% at a time. All right, let's go. Just kidding. All right, first we're gonna reset timer. Actually, no, you know what? Let that circulate so that the cucumber can bounce back. It's already starting to bounce back. I'm not sure if you guys saw quite how wilted it was, but now it's bouncing back, and it grabbed onto the trellis all by itself this morning, which is nice. And then this guy's still alive, even though I broke the root. Left it in there just to see if it'll root, and so far it's still surviving. So never give up. This is a perfect life lesson that the garden teaches you. So those are the cucumbers. All right, we'll start with the buckets. I always start with power, but I don't know. Well, I had put this here because for some reason on this side it wasn't getting watered. It was kind of wilting, but again, maybe that's because the nozzles weren't working. So there we have our zinnia seedlings. Everything's coming along. Got roots. And then we have our tomato plants looking pretty good, except for the fact that the nozzles weren't working. So give them a little bit of time and they'll bounce back. But we've got a lot of fruit on these 2 plants, which is nice. They're clones from these guys behind me here, which I actually harvested from last night. So I've got really nice clusters on this plant compared to the other plants behind me. So these, I just can't get over it. Beautiful, beautiful, large clusters. Everything looks so good, you guys. Everything's looking good. We have a bit of cleanup to do, but everything's looking good. And then as for these ones, the clusters are getting better. I guess the changes that I've made are taking effect because now we've got some better clusters. And we've got our dahlia plant here. So all those ones that I harvested the other day in that jar that I had, like, I don't know, maybe 10 of them, I brought them to my friend yesterday. So we have new ones today. Look at this one. Oh my gosh, so beautiful. His big YouTube channel. Oh, I'm gonna have to check that YouTube channel out. Bowtie, thanks for the recommendation. And calves, yup, what's above is below. And I love about aeroponics or hydroponics is you can look at that, whereas in soil I feel like, I don't know, I don't have eyes on everything. So this is what we're gonna focus on today. I think our clones have, or I think our runners have rooted. I'm gonna snip them, get them in the grow tower, and we're gonna see if we have any other runners to clone. So those are the dahlias. Yes, Bernie, they look freaking awesome. Watermelon. All right, it's time I get my scale. We got to figure this out because otherwise I'm just wasting this plant on this one watermelon. And I'd like to see if it's gonna grow anymore, because if not, we got to get rid of it. Chinese 5-color peppers. I mean, look at all these peppers. We have our second round coming in, which is exciting. We're going to be making some chili oil again very, very soon. Some of them are ripening already. And then this plant here, a ton of new flowers. It's finally bouncing back. We harvested all the peppers from it, and then for a little while we weren't getting any new flowers. So there we are. We've got a lot of new flowers on the horizon. And then we've got our, okay, so this plant was hunted for the longest time. I gave it a root rinse and I really screwed it up. And it seems to have bounced back, not fully, but we've got flowers, we've got new leaf growth. So maybe with some more time, it'll bounce back. This is a habanero pepper plant. So we got little baby habanero right there. I've only gotten one pepper out of this plant so far, and I'm even surprised I got one. And then, ooh, here is the jalapeno plant. This guy, I don't know, I might have to cut my losses with this one. Same thing, I shocked it, and it never really bounced back. Here we have so many poblanos growing on this poblano pepper plant. I'm gonna spin around the other side and show you guys. And then finally, we're getting a nice new round of jalapeno peppers. It's been so long. We harvested all of them. We made cowboy candy and then never did anything, or never got any fruit after that. So now we've got a bunch more coming, which is exciting. And then, yeah, these bell pepper plants, I got to figure out how to give them some more support. But we got a bunch of new growth. Obviously, these plants didn't start off as well as the others, and we've been making a lot of changes, so there are some adjustments happening. And then, yeah, we got some bell peppers here. New growth there. New flowers. And then these, this side of the tomatoes, we've got a bunch of new flowers and new growth starting to happen. So, I mean, because I harvest every night, it's hard to say. Is it the first round, second round? We've got some clusters over there. I'm going to have to give everything a good cleaning. Maybe take out the foam collars and wash them because things are starting to get a little grimy looking. The eggplant are doing so well. So the eggplant are like cute in the sense of they grow, like one day you look at them and they're just starting, and the next day you're like, holy crap, that's going to be ready to harvest soon. So we've got a lot of flowers, so that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to pollinate right after this tent tour. But a lot of new growth, a lot of good stuff happening. We've got another eggplant starting to grow here. I've got another one growing here. I think this might be the white eggplant. We've got another one there. And then you guys check this out. Like, it's already huge. That's the Black Beauty eggplant. And then we have another Black Beauty eggplant. I don't even need to zoom in. Like, you can see both of them. There's one right there and there's one right here, and they're already so large and so good looking. Can't wait. I've never grown eggplant. It's so nice to have some purple fruit in the grow tent. Then yeah, these bell peppers are definitely in better condition than the other ones. So we'll see what kind of results we get, but there it is. So those are the buckets. I mean, overall, everything looks great and everything's starting to produce again the way it should. So I'm happy with it. I'm gonna do pollinating and then we'll check our pH and water temp just to see where we're at. And then we'll take care of our strawberry clones. But first, all right, I feel like I missed a lot of chat. Hydroponic growing will teach you so much. Yes, and calves, also known as boof, sent me some links to some videos to this guy's channel. Oh my gosh, what was his name? You mentioned him in the chat. Let me go back. Anyways, so much information and so digestible that thank you for sending that, calves, because that is going to be a game changer. Anyways, I think I missed it, but you definitely, Harley Smith, that's it. Anyways, thank you. I appreciate it. And yes, expect the unexpected. They have great, still just pricey. Peppers have different stages of ripening. Yes. And yeah, the watermelon's gonna need a lot of water for sure. I don't know if it's getting enough water. I think it is, but I gotta look that up. I feel like it would be similar to cucumber, right? Calves, I feel like it's like riding a bike. Once you start like talking about it or seeing somebody do it, it's like you get right back into that headspace. You never really forget. Thank you so much for saying that. Amir, I am from Canada. What's up, Wafiz? Good afternoon. Hope you're having a great day so far. All right, let's get the toothbrush. We're gonna hand pollinate our eggplants because I didn't get to do that today. I just take you guys with me. Whatever I gotta do, you guys come with me and we do it. All right. No, I cannot. I only speak English and French. All right, so we have our eggplant flowers here. Don't know if we're gonna have pollen, but let's see. I don't know why. This plant, we don't really have pollen. Yeah, I don't know why. Interesting. I wonder if this is the little finger eggplant. This might be, whoa, did you guys just see that? That is the, oh no, that's a different plant. That was so much pollen. Wow. Woo! That's okay, Dave. We took care of that real quick. Some people are just, I don't know, man. I'm just focused on this pollen. Look at this. Watch, 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 watch. Oh, that was underwhelming. Never mind. But there's quite a bit of pollen on these plants. Woo! Like this leaf is just covered. It looks like this leaf likes to party or something. Oh man. All right. Yeah, you guys, I've had people come on here telling you, I feel like most of you were here the last time somebody told me they like my hair, and then it followed up with another comment. So next time people come on here and they're like, I like your hair, I'm like, no, you are getting put immediate timeout. That is a trigger now. All right. Anything else here that I gotta pollinate? Oh, right here. This one has like a little bit of pollen, but the other one, all right. I think we got everything. But that other plant was, that was crazy. I think it's because of a different variety. If you guys see here, the flowers that are happening or opening here, maybe like 1 or 2 flowers per cluster. But these here, these are like so many per cluster. So to me, this is an indicator that it's going to be the little finger eggplant, which are like this of like potato wedges. So we're gonna make eggplant fries with those. I want to fry them and make plant French fries. It's gonna be so good. Yeah, it didn't work. That's so funny. Didn't work in high school. Why would it work as an adult? That's funny. You got some weirdos everywhere, you guys. That's okay. That's all right. I'm a weirdo too, just in a different way. I don't ask people about their hair. All right, we're gonna check the pH and the water temperature. See where we are at, but I do notice a difference. I do notice that the air stones are definitely, oh yeah, I forgot to show you guys the green tower. The air stones are definitely helping maintain a lower water temperature for sure. So the green tower, I forgot to do that part of the tent tour. Everything's doing really, really well, including the strawberry. So we're gonna put the strawberry clone into the green tower rather than the bucket system. So we just got to do some cleanup here. I have some dried leaves, but now the tower's on a timer, we don't have as much leaking, which is great. The romaine is getting really big already. I'm impressed. I do think that the fan is really helping. Thanks so much, Benjamin. Appreciate it. We got our parsley, we got all our stuff. Everything's looking pretty good. Considering I harvested a bunch of parsley, you know, for our TFP in the kitchen episode the other day, I'm surprised I still have so much. I accidentally exited the stream. Anybody in the chat? Let me know, let me know, let me know. Sorry. I accidentally, with my iPhone, swiped up and you guys disappeared. So let me know if you can still see me or my tower. All right, cool. Thank you guys. So there's our strawberry. This is what we're gonna work on today. We're gonna clone, or we're gonna check our runners that we're trying to root. And thank you guys for letting me know. Appreciate you. Then we got our kale here. And I'm standing in the back corner right here. And there's a really nice like wind effect happening here, which is keeping the tower area nice and cool. So I think we're gonna have a better run than we've ever had with the tower. So that'll be interesting to see. And then we've got our basil plant, more parsley. I am gonna have to give it a wipe down. But again, we're not really having many issues with leaking or with algae since I put it on a timer. So if I get it on the 15-minute timer, so what I'm thinking of doing is, the problem is those timers that I got for the towers are 30-minute timers, 30-minute intervals, but I don't know if it can handle the wattage of the spider farmer lights. I gotta look, because the timer that the spider farmer lights are on is a 15-minute interval timer. So I'm better off using the 30-minute interval for the spider farmer lights, 15-minute interval for the tower. That way we can do 15 minutes on, 15 minutes off to further reduce any watering or leakage or whatever. As the plants more mature, you know, might not be enough. 30 minutes they might start to wilt. So I'm gonna see, I gotta check if those can handle the wattage. If it can, then I will just swap them. Yes, flow is super important. I need to get more fans in here. You know, in hindsight, I should have probably, but this is a wall fan, so it needs to be upright, this one behind me. What up, Home Grow? Good afternoon. Thanks for hanging out. So I feel like it does best upright, but I want something point down, something larger, or more of these small ones. So I don't know if you guys can see that fan up there. The goal is to add more. So I've got a few bars up there, like 1, 2, 3, 4. And maybe get, like, you know, 1 on each of them, just to really help, even if they're all at you know, just a low intensity, but at least just to help circulate the air. I do have the intake fans behind me, but they are moving air around the top, but it's not like blowing down onto the plant. So, look at Marsh Hydro fans. You know what, calves? I bought these ones. They're from Vivo Sun. It was 2 for, I want to say, $140 Canadian. And they're not great. They just stopped oscillating on me. I don't know what happened, but I don't love them. So yeah, I'm gonna take a look at. But you know, I can just get any fan, really. It doesn't, only thing that's beneficial about fans that are made for grow tents is they have the hose clamp, which makes it easy to mount wherever. All right, we're gonna check our pH, our water temp. Now that I put in more water, more nutrients, we have our frozen water jug in here to keep our water cool. So let's see. And we also have our air stone. So we've got a bunch of new things in our reservoir. Water is actually maybe, I don't know what 20 degrees is in Fahrenheit. It keeps going down. pH is good. Maybe it's too cold. 19 point, I don't know, it keeps going down. 19.5. So I don't know what that is in Fahrenheit. Is it 68 degrees in Fahrenheit? I gotta look on my other device. Florida hemp farmer here. Hope you don't mind me following. Not at all. Welcome, welcome. Anybody and everybody, welcome here. We're all here to learn and grow. We've got all different kinds of growers or people that do different things, homesteaders, beekeepers. We've got all kinds of people that come on and hang on these lives. Everybody is welcome. All right, interesting. So this pH, this bucket system, I did exactly the same thing, and it's 6.3. Probably because these plants have less waste or like root rot than the other bucket system. The pH is higher maybe. I also added a little less nutrients in this one because they're a little bit at a different growth stage. So maybe that's why. It's not bad as long as it's between 5.5 and 6.5, but I try to be as accurate as possible. So the water temperature I'm happy with now. Again, I don't have a water chiller, so I had to do a makeshift water chiller and freeze my 1 gallon water jugs so that I could place them in my reservoir. And then yesterday we set up our air stones to help oxygenate and maintain a cooler temperature. So we're on our way, you guys. We're on our freaking way. What is up, Croptober? So good to see you. Thanks for hanging out. Appreciate you. Oh, it's Croptober. Sorry, I thought you said it is Croptober. Wow. What is up, iGrowweed? You've been on here before. Sorry. It's been a long morning, you guys. And sometimes, I don't know if it's my eyesight or because I read too fast. Sometimes I read things totally wrong, and then like 20 minutes later I realize, I'm like, oh shit. So yes, it is Croptober. Question: when was the last time you calibrated your pH meter? Last time I did it was like 2 weeks ago, before I started checking like really regularly. So I'm due to do it again. The only thing is I don't have the pH 4 and 7 solutions. You need those to calibrate it. I think I do maybe in powder packets. So I need to oh no, that's pH up and down. I need the pH calibration solution. I don't know how to calibrate my pH pen with the solution, actually. I'm just gonna look it up on YouTube. Yeah, and I gotta clean it too. Here's my cleaning solution. Anyways, we'll deal with that after. But yes, I do realize the importance of calibrating your pH pen. The thing is, I'm guilty of not really using it often up until now. Like the last couple of weeks, I'm really diligent, but I've been guilty of not really using it. So I didn't feel the need to calibrate it, which is crazy. I know, but thanks so much, iGrowweed. Appreciate you. Distilled is normally 7. You could use that. I do use distilled water. It's actually, I don't know if it's like the waste from the plants or the return, whatever's coming back and being returned into the reservoir from the buckets. I don't know if that's what's causing the pH to get lower. It's like Hash was saying yesterday, pH drops with like root debris and other things like that. So, oh, to calibrate. Oh, cool. Well, I can just use distilled water then. Read the directions. You know what, calves, when I first got this pH pen, I didn't read the directions. I just went ahead and used it. And then that's why yesterday when we set up the air pump, I started reading the directions, because I'm trying to not be that person who just goes for it. I gotta, you know, slow down and read. Little pH drift, beneficial, too much can hurt. I argue with others. That's why my plants, some of the leaves look rough, because I have had some shifts in pH, especially recently in the last like week or so. I've been so many changes to the reservoir to try to get it perfect. So we're almost there. But the thing is, those water bottles, okay, we just put those water bottles in at the beginning of the live. We are almost an hour in, and they are, oh, you know what? Maybe because I'm maintaining cooler water now, they're not defrosting as quickly. Thought they were already starting to defrost. Last time they defrosted in like 2 hours. What is up, Michael? Thank you for joining. Happy Thursday. And what is up, Habitual Hobbies? Thanks for hanging out. I was giving you a hard time because most people don't read it until it's too late. That is me. I don't read directions. I just go for it. I don't do research. I just started growing. I didn't know about anything. So I'm just very guilty of that. So yesterday I was like, all right, people are watching. Pick up the instructions and pretend to be thorough. Right. What are we doing now? Strawberry clone. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. I gotta go get some water. So I'll just leave you guys right here. Don't go anywhere. You know, I always second guess myself. As I'm going upstairs to get water, I'm like, what an idiot. You don't even know how to calibrate your pH pen. All things you should, piece of advice for those of you that are new to growing, don't start unless you know these kinds of things, because, you know, you waste your time and your resources. All right, let me catch up on some chat here. What type of pH meter do you use? It's just a Hannah pH meter. To be honest, I think it was more of like a price thing. Everyone was recommending Blue Lab, and I've already heard that meters are better than pens, and so if I was just gonna get a pen, they're all the same, so to speak, so just get whatever, and then eventually I'll get a pH meter so that I can properly monitor. I don't know the differences. I think a meter is supposedly more accurate than a pH pen, if I'm not mistaken. And I guess it's like the quality of the probe. Whenever I go to the grocery store, I grab a gallon or two of spring water, even though I have RO filters at home, just to test the spring water's pH to the RO's pH. I haven't tested my tap water's pH, but the reason why I thought you guys were talking about distilled water for my system, just to use that, because the pH is 7, I didn't know that I can. I don't even remember what I was going to say. I didn't know that I can use to calibrate my pen, but if it's a pH of 7, I'm trying to understand, because I fill my system up with sometimes just distilled water, and when I check my pH, it's like sometimes 4.9. So I should test the pH of my distilled water, but first I should probably clean my pen and calibrate it. There's always a lot of pretending going on at my place. Bow tie, this is all that this is. The whole time I've been pretending, I truly, every day is a learning curve. And then to do it on a live is like, oh my gosh, especially kind of a slow learner. Reminds me of Homer Simpson building a barbecue without instructions. No, I have not seen it. That is funny. A para pH. Yes, you recommended that the last time, Cav. I will look into that. I'm actually going to write that down. Last thing I have right here, every time I open this phone, it's something else. Now it's law of tolerance. A para pH meter. Okay. Blue Lab. Do you mean Guardian or Cardian? Looks like it should be Guardian. Because hydroponic, you'll be using the P more often. Okay, it says technically it's 7, but drop to 5.6, 5.8. Oh, okay, that explains it. Because when I check it, I'm like, oh, it's so low. That's why I kind of got confused. 7, but I wonder why it drops. See, these are all things I have to learn. Like, why does it drop? What happens to the water? It's already distilled. It's got nothing in it. What could possibly happen that makes the pH drop? Is it just being, I don't know. I'm going to stop right there, so I'm going to say some stupid shit. Get pH tester drops to back your check. Yes, actually, I do have pH tester drops. I should just grab them. We should use them. We should try. My pH pen was off, so I never used it again. I'm using pH Advance. I don't know what that is, Dave. Are those like strips or? The older Blue Lab was amazing. A para, best bang for your buck. It doesn't matter what kind you get. They're all junk. That was my mentality. That's what I heard going into this. That like they're all crap. So don't spend money on top of the line because I don't know, it's just not worth it. They're all probably manufactured in the same place and just, you know, maybe have a few differences, but I used a para, then got an aquarium meter. Para good, Blue Lab downhill. What size is your tent? 20 by 10, Benjamin. 200 square feet. There's no pH buffer in distilled water because there's no minerals. It's hard to guess what plain distilled water to pH in system. Yeah, every time, so past, if I'm in a pinch and my res is low and like I don't have time to mix nutrients right now because I'm in the middle of doing something else, then I just dump water in, and then, you know, maybe an hour later I'll come back and I'll check the pH and it's like 5. It's too low. So distilled water should be 7 to 9. What's up, Fred? Good afternoon. Thanks for hanging out. Do it on a live. Okay, it's my very first live with full production coming in 3 hours. I'm looking forward to it, Bowtie. You're gonna do great. It's gonna be awesome. Comes with laminated how-to. That's what I need. Calves, I've been throwing out, I don't even have any more of my instructions that I've kept in here because everything gets wet. So that's funny. I need to laminate all my my paper that I keep in the grow tent. We are a team of 5 people in our event, 1 in UK, 1 in Canada, and 3 here in my house. So awesome. Says it attaches to carbon in the air. Interesting. That's what I was gonna say. I just didn't want to sound stupid. Calves, maybe that guy talks about it. I forget his name again. Henry, Harvey, something with an H. Anyways, you sent it to me. I'm gonna watch his stuff. I watched a couple of his videos yesterday that you sent me, and honestly, it makes so much sense now that I feel like an idiot. I've been doing things wrong the whole time. pH pens have to be calibrated regularly. Yeah, that's why I'm embarrassed to say that I have not done that at all. I calibrated it once, and since I've started using it regularly, that's it. Hash, I'm not a professional operation, but maybe one day I will. So it's a good habit. If I want like absolute control and really understand and like know exactly what's happening and what to expect, then it's a good idea to check regularly, or to calibrate regularly and check regularly. What's up, Canaclaw? Thanks for hanging out. Hope you're having a great day so far. Are all of your plants hydroponic? Yes, they're all in an aeroponic system, except for my lemon seedling. It's in soil and it's suffering because I'm not familiar with growing in soil. So with that one, it's hanging by a thread. Harley Smith. Okay, I need to remember that. That's my neighbor's dog's name, Harley. So I'll remember it now. Thanks so much for saying that, Bernie. We're all learning. I feel like we're all learning from each other, especially in the chat. You guys are wonderful. Thank you so much. I can be so complacent. Unless somebody tells me there's a better way, sometimes I don't go looking for it. So I have a box of old from Blue Lab to Hannah. I wouldn't recommend any. Medium plus microbes equals no pH testing. I know you guys are trying to get me to switch to something else, but you have to remember that I am stubborn. Also, I have all this set up, so. Don't have my funnel, so we gotta do it this way. A parrot tells you to recalibrate it. Sounds like an extra hidden cost that you're paying for. Good afternoon, Eddie. Thanks so much for passing through. Hope you're having a wonderful, positive day. Stop listening to Kill a Soil. Jeremy is misguiding you. I don't know who that is. I know you're not talking to me, but I know it is. Everyone has their own way. The thing important is growing to full potential. I agree with that, and that's what I'm trying to achieve. Just doing the best I can with what I got. That I mean by cleaning my pH pen is I don't have a clean jar or a vessel to leave it in right now. I could leave the tent and go get one, but I'll just do it later. But I'll do it, I swear. I promise. Catch up on some chat here. Favorite thing I grow? Habitual hobbies. I always say it's the latest and greatest, whatever's new and growing. And so right now it's eggplant because it's new and it's exciting. I've never gotten fruit from an eggplant plant before. So right now that's my favorite thing. But overall, this particular run, it's been the Chinese 5-color pepper plant. It's just the most beautiful plant I've ever seen. I'll show it to you real quick before we move on to the strawberries, but the peppers go through a ripening process, and so you get so many different colors per plant. It's so striking. What's up, Mia? Good afternoon. Thanks for hanging out. What is up, Cannabis? Thanks for hanging out. I enjoy testing different equipment and nudes firsthand. Feels like being a mad scientist in the lab, LOL. I mean, I just feel mad, not mad scientist. All right, I'm just gonna get my chair. And we're gonna look at these strawberry clones. I think they rooted, so we're gonna get them in the grow tower. So easy to get caught up in the chat and then not get any work done, you guys. The live soil guys know who I'm talking about. Living soil, they call it. RO water fills the pH meter. Really? Do you know how many people I get messaging me telling me to forget about what I'm doing and go talk to Build a Soil? No slight to any other people or the way they grow, but I'm gonna move from this. But yeah, I've had so many people telling me, what are you doing? Contact Build a Soil and they'll teach you how to grow properly. It's golden honey right now, and they do the same thing. Green to purple, then yellow, and into orange. That sounds so beautiful, Habitual Hobbies. I'll have to Google that. Mad is good, just on other things, LOL. He's taking advantage of people. Oh, I don't know what they're doing, what their business model is. To be honest, I don't really care. I'm just doing my thing. Is an issue in the States for most grow companies. It starts as a small family-owned business around growing and then evolves to cheap products to maximize. That's with anything, Bernie. That's why, you know, when you find things or products that are made in like small batches or like locally made, it's better to support because, you know, look at GH. They were just at one point they weren't like a crazy huge company, and now they're owned by Scots. So you do whatever you want, whatever works for you. Everyone does whatever works best for them. Who cares? As long as you're enjoying yourself, it's all that matters. You have a goal, right? Like for me, I have a goal, so it matters how I do things. But Some people just want to throw some seeds in the ground and set it and forget it, so to speak. And that's cool too, man. Do whatever you want. As God created it is gone. The introduction of plastics and different polymers have ruined our world, sadly. Absolutely, cannabis, you are not wrong. Unfortunately, in the world that we live in, that's just the way it is, you know, and it's hard to get away from it, even with packaging or, you know, anything you think of. The clothes you're wearing, it's all polyester, plastic, it's the same. It's just everywhere around us, everywhere. And so, you know, I'm not trying to be a part of the problem by growing in plastic, but in some indirect ways, if you really go down the line, I believe that I'm reducing my footprint by not going to the grocery store. To each their own. You got to figure out what works for you. Growing food is growing food. Absolutely, habitual hobbies. That's what it's all about. As long as you grow and you just what works best for you. Tried making gumbo the first time last night. All I had to put in it was okra and sausage. It wasn't great. It was just mediocre. That was funny, Eddie. I like that one. Did you actually make that though? Because that sounds good. I'm not a huge okra fan, but sounds good. There's a lot of different ways to skin a catfish. LOL. If you want to do the most expensive way, try. Okay, well, I won't. What's up, Andy? Good afternoon. Thanks for hanging out. TFP, you're talking of the coffee grow got my interest up, and I will be taking the digger out and gather some chicory root to sample. Oh, I actually have chicory to grow. But yeah, we're gonna do coffee in here. We actually have to plan a day where we're gonna start soaking the seeds. It's not like a crazy process or anything. We have to soak the seeds, and then there's a specific way to germinate them. It could take up to months to germinate, so we got to start now. Spend twice as much on amendments with living. Yeah, I don't know much. All I know is when I repotted my Japanese maple the other day, I had to buy some soil, and man, just a few bags was almost like $100. I'm like, geez, that's a lot of money. I'm going to support anyone that wants to grow and learn. Me too. Abs, me too. Thank you for translating. Utku? Sorry, I'm good, thank you. How are you? Thank you for joining. There's nothing you can do. It's large companies that are trying to push whatever makes the most profit. Yes, and they all work with each other. So that's the challenge. They're all somehow in cahoots. Growing is like markets. Everyone has a different style. No one's style is better. It's not about style. It's about the grower and how. True, yes. And also, you know, growing is a different experience for everyone. Just like every plant is different, every person is different, and it can mean something to everybody. It doesn't have to mean the same thing, or you don't have to have a mutual goal. For some people, they grow so that they don't have to buy. For some people, they spiritual experience. For some people, they grow because that's what they do for a living. Like, just, it means different things to different people, and it's all good. Thanks so much, Chase. Congratulations to you. I bought a truck bed of compost yesterday and had to shovel it out of the truck this morning before work, so soil isn't always the easiest despite what people say. I mean, I have a soil flower garden outside. I haven't put in the work to learn about soil. I don't, not that I don't care, I just, I'm busy with this learning curve right now, and I can only handle one learning curve at a time. So we put our strawberry plants in a root ball. And to clone them, I'm going to show you guys. What's up, Reef? So it rooted. The problem is it's kind of growing through sponge. So I'm actually tempted to cut the sponge so I don't sacrifice this clone, because things are moving slow and we gotta speed stuff up in here, you guys. I gotta get that yellow tower filled with strawberries. So I'm gonna grab some scissors. We're gonna start off by cutting sponge. What's the small pepper in late autumn called? I don't know. What's up, Stangman? Good afternoon. I personally like making my own nutrients, Korean national farming methods using IMO. I think you mean indigenous microorganisms. Just makes sense to me. Absolutely. It's just a lot of work. A little chilly. LOL, Reef. Sounds like a dad joke. All right, I'm just gonna get my scissors. Grab these for now. This is all I got. I'm moving slow today, you guys. Just been tired all week. So since I don't really plan on using sponges anymore, I'm just gonna cut the sponge. Make the removal easier. I'm also going to separate the runner from the mother plant, and there it is. We got roots, so we're gonna get it into the grow tower. I just have to separate, get these roots out of the sponge. Trying to be so careful not to break the root. 2 years of aeroponics and you'll know more about soil than any soil grower. That makes me really excited because I don't want to learn anymore, you guys. It's enough. I'm just kidding. My head is like spinning. I'm up all night. I think that's why I'm so tired, specifically this week. I'm just realizing how everything is connected and more about the law of tolerance, and it keeps me at night. I'm like, oh my God, I changed this and I did this, so I'm gonna have to do that. But I will tell you, every morning I come into the grow tent and it's like 80 degrees Fahrenheit in here because the lights are on, the room is heated, I've got the dehumidifier going. It's freaking hot. I've got all my fans on, the exhaust on. It gets really hot in here. And this morning I came in here and it was 77 degrees and everything was the same. I just had cooler water temperature and the air. So I don't know if that has anything to do with it. Or maybe it's just because it's a colder day outside and the weather outside is colder, and so that's why today is more manageable in terms of environment. Some days are more manageable and some days are challenging. It's just constant monitoring. Truly is a bitch. All right. So loyal to the soil. Stangman, I have an appreciation for people that grow in soil. I'm too intimidated to learn about it, so I threw my seedlings in there, and I really paid attention to, early stages when they were in the system being started. And then I put them in the ground, sprinkled some nutrients every week, and that was it. That's all I did. I watered every couple days, but I've never really looked into like soil composition and what's the best way, because that's not what I'm trying to focus on right now anyways, so I just don't bother looking into it. So right now I'm gently, almost broke it. I'm gently trying to separate the root from the sponge so that we can get the strawberry clone in the grow tower. If this works and the other one works, we'll have 3 clones, and then those will produce like 2 runners at a time, and then we'll have more clones and more clones. So it's like a pyramid scheme. There are soil growers that use slow release nutrients that are coated in PLA, and it says organic. That's like saying you're the smartest kid in this special class, Ash. LOL. It's funny. There's no best way. There's pros and cons. True. And thanks so much, Reef. Appreciate it. All you can do is do your best. And the most important, have fun. Like, yes, take things seriously. I should take my own advice, because you know what? I'm taking this so freaking seriously that sometimes I'm not having fun, to be honest. There's a lot of stress involved. This is like my whole life now. All right, we successfully separated the root from the sponge. So we got a couple of roots there. Not a lot, but I think it's enough. I've got a little piece of sponge. I'm tempted just to leave it right now, and just to establish some more roots. So we're gonna go over to the tower and pop it in a net pot. It's gonna go in the green tower for now. A large volume of water will take a long time to move temperature fast, so keep an eye, little changes, and stay ahead. Yeah, that's another thing I want to try to achieve, is being ahead of the curve, ahead of what's going on in the grow tent. Those roots tell a story of why your pH is dropping. What roots? These roots? What's wrong with them? They're white. There's a lot of stress because you're going against the grain. No, there's a lot of stress because I just get stressed out when it comes to learning new things. Because that's why there's a lot of stress. That's just how I am. All right. Where's our other strawberry plant? It's up there. All right, we'll get this one over here. Talking about the roots, you guys, nothing else. The roots aren't look like they have root rot to me. They look fine. So we're gonna get them in the grow tower. We're gonna get this strawberry plant in the grow tower and see, hopefully it takes off. All right. There it is, you guys. We'll see how they continue to do. You know what though? The next run, knowing what I know now, I got this. Thank you for saying that, Cavs. And yes, I am definitely gonna get it right the next run. You know, it's not like I'm doing horribly now. It's just, yeah, there's a lot of room for improvement, but everybody's got a lot of room for improvement, you know? All right, let's check on the other one. And congratulations on the 20 Celsius water temperature, 68 degrees Fahrenheit. I know, right? I'm so excited. If you told me that at this point in my life I would get excited about my water temperature, I tell you, you're effing crazy. But I'm so happy about my water temperature. All right, so I'm flipping my strawberry plant around. So this is the mother plant. You know, at this point, she's kind of just getting used and abused for clones. The strawberry plant itself is kind of in rough shape, you guys. I have the same spray bottle, LOL. It's a Dollarama, but $3.50 for a piece of crap spray bottle. Everything's so expensive. The dollar store should be called the $10 store. Everything is just definitely more than $1, that's for sure. And it's all garbage. Flip you guys around. So I'm gonna actually separate it. We got roots here. So now we got to get those roots out of the sponge. Yeah, the nothing under a dollar store, exactly. So yeah, that's one thing I'm kind of disappointed in myself about, is I've been so focused on other things that I haven't really paid much attention to the strawberry tower. We're off to a slow start. And then also after yesterday's live, I'm like, should I do a reset? Should I figure out where to keep my plants or where to put them and do a reset? Because if I implement HydroGuard, or actually I was thinking of implementing by Hygrozyme instead, because apparently they're not selling HydroGuard in Canada anymore. So if I implement something like that, you know, I could really improve the plant's root health. But the thing is, like, is the damage already done? Can I give my plants a roots, reset my system, and you know, achieve what I'm trying to achieve, which is like a pristine system? Okay, so yeah, I looked at the what it is, and it is bacillus. So it's called HygroBend. It's by Hygrozyme, and it's essentially that brand's version of the same thing. But the problem is one of those things that you have to implement from the get-go. Am I too late now? Or is starting it now better than not starting it at all? So, you know, this is the thing with me, is like I overcomplicate everything. So oftentimes my plants suffer because of it. I overthink everything. I overcomplicate everything. I don't have confidence when it comes to this stuff, you know? That's why I'm actually surprised with myself that I'm doing this stuff on a live, because I really don't know what I'm doing, and a lot of this stuff I can't take back. So if I break my strawberry roots and, you know, mess up again, it's all documented. What is up, Crumble? Welcome, welcome. Good afternoon. Happy Thursday. Hope you're having a great day so far. I am trying to break my strawberry clone free from its sponge so that I can get it in my grow tab. Tempted to just, again, same thing, just leave it. It will show up like blight. If I implement it now in my system, are we still talking about that? I forget. Oh, planting strawberries too deep will also cause root rot. Got it. Yes, actually, Hash, you said that the last time, and I learned the hard way, and then I was like, Hash was right. What's up, MK? Thanks for hanging. Happy Thursday. Good to see you. This is like kind of stupid, but this is how determined I am. How desperate I am. My freaking strawberry clones, you guys. This is desperation right here. I could just like leave the sponge in, but I really do. All right. I think I got it. Yes! I separated it! Woohoo! Now we got one more to do. It'll add, better to add it ASAP. It'll add bacteria to your system. Okay, cool, cool, cool. I want to replace my rockwood with grown loofah sponges. Never tried. All right. Well, I'm going to purchase it because the Hygroben, and we're going to start implementing it. Yet another thing I have to learn. Strawberries, I have hydroclay. I used to grow them in hydroclay, and I did not like it. And neither did my son. All right, here we go. We did it! All right, so only a couple roots, but it's gonna be fine. It's more roots than we had on our other clones that made it. We're gonna bring it over to the tower and ooh. Oh, I gotta remember to set my timer on this bucket system because I had shut it off. When we were fixing the misters, but now that the problem seems resolved, we're gonna set the timer again. All right, so got the strawberry here. I only want the root in the bottom, nothing else. The crown has to be inside the foam collar so that it doesn't rot. So there it is, little strawberry. So far the roots are okay on this one. This is our one clone, which seems to be thriving in the tower. So now we have 3 strawberry clones in the tower, and the great thing about the tower is it's going to make it very easy to clone the strawberries. Once you get the runner growing, pop it in this foam collar, it'll root, then snip, and so on and so forth. So now that we have 3 clones, we have some to build off of. What's up, Les? And what's up, ProPyro? Good afternoon, you guys. How's everyone doing today? So after this live or later today, I will be getting tiny air stones for our seedling station. Yes, Hash, the crown is as high up as it can be so that it doesn't get wet, so that it doesn't rot. Because last time I put it too deep in the foam collar and it actually completely like decomposed, and yeah, the clone did not survive. I had garden accidents, tomato plants collapses. Oh no. Chikamasa garden are the only I will use in my garden, and trimming bud, they rock. Yes, they are great. So great that I was using them to harvest something and I snipped the corner of my finger, and that was months ago, and healed, and it still freaking hurts. I think I should have gotten stitches. It was pretty deep. It was honestly like the corner of my finger was like missing. It was pretty bad. I always have garden accidents, but my garden accidents are more like chop my finger off with my freaking pruners, not, you know, collapsing my plant. Well, I do that too. Stangman, last night I saw you at the Let's Be Buds show, Nat. Yes, they had their 200th episode, so I wanted to just pop on and congratulate them in the chat. Always a good time watching their show. I got some really, really valuable information when I hung out with them, and just, I love it, bringing the community together and everyone hanging out and exchanging information. It's a beautiful thing. Gotta spread the love, LOL, MK. MK, how's your grow tent going? I'm eager to hear about your journey. That's why you should use clay for strawberries. I don't like clay for strawberries. I mean, we could do some A and B testing. The tower isn't so bad with clay. It's more so the bucket systems. I really don't like the clay for my systems. Hash, I didn't know much, but all I do know is that if you think my water's murky now, you should have seen it before. The clay, maybe it's the brand I got. I bought hydro clay, like a big bag, and there is so much debris that comes off of those pebbles. I soaked them. I've tried soaking them for hours. I've tried soaking them for 24 hours. I've even reused them and tried cleaning them in just regular, like water with hydrogen peroxide. I've even tried boiling them. I've tried everything with these pebbles, and no matter how much I screw with them, they just break down all the time. Even if I just soak them for 5-6 hours and then I use them, they suck. They clog things up, and it creates this sludge in my system. And I don't know if it's like a recipe with, you know, the nutrients that I'm using, which is really like viscous and not very soluble, as soluble as something that's like completely synthetic. But yeah, maybe it was like creating a sludge with the debris and the fertilizer together. I don't know. Where's the... So anyways, whatever, we'll figure it out. When is the hot pepper show you're going to be on that? I'm not going to be on it. I think I'll just be just hanging out in the chat, pointing and laughing. It's Bowtie Life. I posted it on my community page, so go check it out. I posted the link 4 p.m. Eastern time on Bowtie Life in the Garden YouTube page. Go check it out. Oh yeah, hope your wrist is doing better, MK. You have to rinse the clay pellets before use. Yes, I always do. I'm not a clay pebbles fan myself. Have them in the original bag, poke holes at the bottom, and rinse through. It's a huge bag, and yeah, it's not really, I mean, I'm just making excuses, but it doesn't feel really feasible right now to, like, what do? Take that bag outside, and then I'm paranoid because what if a thrip flew in the bag? Well, I don't know. Sometimes I have irrational or illogical things or thoughts, and then they hold me back from trying different things or whatever. But I did this for 2 years before just using the foam collars. It was only months ago. My tomatoes were still in hydroclay, and I decided to get rid of all the hydroclay and move them to the foam collars because I didn't like it so much. I couldn't even wait till my next grow. I had to do it right away. Yeah, no, those will both clog up my system. Vermiculite will fall right through the net pot, so I can't use vermiculite. I'm trying to use no grow. I'm going to figure out a way. You know, maybe there are better ways or different ways, but maybe with more experience and more time, I'll figure out a way that this is really effective and efficient and productive, and we'll see. It's just the beginning, so we'll see. But I'm gonna keep at it with the foam collars. Zolite sounds like a depression medication. Side effects may cause a heart attack, blah 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 blah. You know those commercials where they have like, the commercial is 10 seconds and the side effects are like and years later you hear the commercial, have you or a loved one had a problem with Zolite? If so, contact class action lawsuit. LOL. Anyways, yeah, so we'll see. It's all a part of the journey. You guys will get to witness it all. I'm probably spelling it wrong. I don't know, it makes me think of Zoloft. You know, is Zoloft depression medication? I think it's for depression, right? Anyways, it makes me think of Zoloft. So yeah, tomorrow we're probably going to set up the air stone for the seedling. I'm going to set up a little seedling station using air stones because after we pop the seed on the paper towel in the foam collar, once it sprouts and it gets its true leaves, we're going to float it in the water, and so we'll get the air stone in there to help with that too and speed up that part of the process. Yeah, I'll have to look it up, but I don't know I don't know what Zolite is. Um, Japanese use it for bonsai. I have to go feed my dog. Thank you for the Grow Talk TFP in chat. Hope everyone has a great day. Thanks so much, Bernie. You have a wonderful day, and have a great rest of your week. We're almost Friday, you guys. So yeah, come hang out with me tomorrow. We are going to deal with the seedlings and the air stone in there. Maybe a little bit of defoliation. I got a lot of like dead foliage between my plants, so I don't know what that's about. Probably from burning my plants the other day. So we're gonna deal with that. And yeah, oh, I'm also gonna get my scale, and we are going to weigh the watermelon just to start documenting that, because if it's not growing anymore, I'm throwing in the towel. No, I'm just kidding. We'll harvest it and we'll see if anything else of the plant. Sludge is also caused by high temperature and using organics in a sterile system. Well, I've recently learned that yes, my temperature is too high, and I'm not really entirely using organics. It's a hybrid, so to speak. So we're gonna make the switch anyways. I don't know if it's like an OCD thing where I'm like, no, it has to be a fresh grow, like new plant, clean system before I start using this new nutrients. And so maybe that's counterintuitive, but that's kind of the way my brain works, is no, do this before we do this, and trying to get out of my own way. So we'll see about making the switch. But other than that, you guys, Synganics. Yeah, it's synthetic organic. I don't know. I've never heard of that. Like, then it's just synthetic. Just call it synthetic. Even if there's an organic component in it, why even call it a hybrid? I guess they have to let you know that it's more messy. You want a long air goes across the entire tray or multiple small ones. Yeah, so at another pet store by me, they have a multi-pack of 4 tiny air stones. So I'm gonna get 4, and we'll just lay them out along the tray. That way everything gets oxygenated. So yeah, on that note, guys, thank you so much. You guys are the reason why my garden is so beautiful. I honestly find so much value hanging out with you guys and getting advice, feedback, constructive criticism, whatever you want to call it. You guys are awesome. So what is up, Crow? Thanks for hanging out. Happy Thursday. So yeah, tomorrow I'm gonna do some stuff. So come hang with me, and hope everyone has a wonderful rest of their day. And tomorrow is Friday. So if I don't see you guys tomorrow, have a great Friday, good one. Thanksgiving in Canada this weekend. So for those of you that celebrate, happy Thanksgiving. Gobble gobble. And yeah, don't forget to smash that button on that like button on your way out, everybody. Thanks so much for hanging out. I appreciate you all. You guys are all wonderful. Peace. Oh, and don't forget Bowtie Life, 4 p.m. Eastern time. Go check him out. He's going to be eating a really hot pepper, and I don't know, something about watching people eat sea stuff makes me laugh. So, all right, guys. Bye, everybody. Have a good one.